Good Friday afternoon here at Fast Track Video Series update from East Bay Raceway Park. Wesley Outland, the voice of Fast Track, here with a legend in dirt track racing for over 40 plus years. This man has been waving the sheets at East Bay Raceway Park and dirt tracks all over the country. From Winter Haven, Florida, it's Rockin' Ronnie Lukak. You can check him out on YouTube and anywhere else that they show racing here at East Bay Raceway Park. Ronnie, man, let's talk about the excitement of the Winter Nationals and how do you keep in shape flagging for a solid month of racing, almost like every night?
Well, look forward to it for a year. So it's very easy to come down here for the Winter Nationals and be able to do what I do. And it's not a case of working out or keeping in shape. I just enjoy it. Been doing it a long time, and that's the reason that as soon as it quits being fun, that's when I'm going to quit.
Man, it's the same way I am as well. When it starts to become a job and it ain't fun no more, then it's out the door we go. Todd Hutto is your son-in-law? Son-in-law. Yeah. Todd was telling me up at the tower yesterday as we were getting ready for night one. This is night number 2, and this is our opening segment for Fast Track Video Series Update. Here tonight, the Fast Track Pro Late Models will go at it for $2,000 to win in preparation for the championship night on Saturday for $3 grand, part of the $40,000 37th annual East Bay Winter Nationals. Now, he was telling me that you had retired. And then they said, well, we're just going to find somebody. We're going to put a flagman in training, but you're still training.
Still training, and I did retire. I retired in 1993, and it was for some medical problems I had with my arms and shoulders. I just couldn't do it anymore, and stayed off for a year. And in that time off, it was just to the point that I got to do it. And started back here at East Bay when the guys bought the track here, and have enjoyed it, having fun. No pain. I'm still ready to go.
What's your thoughts of flagging last night's Fast Track event? I know the caution filled them in, and having Fast Track a part of the Winter Nationals. You've been a part of racing a long time, a lot longer than I have. Could you just say that probably last night for the Fast Track feature was getting it started was just the jitters of the sport, being on this new track and unknown. And one thing somebody mentioned to me is not just a hop, skip, and a jump across the way is the bay, the Tampa Bay. And they said sometimes if the tide comes in, it can affect the track conditions. Is that true, Ronnie?
That is very true. If the tide is going out, it's going around. If it's coming in, you can't get rid of the water. And as far as last night goes, I think it was a combination of things. One, the guys being off all winter and got the first night jitters. And two,
the track.
And the track, it changed a lot during the night. And when we got the 3-5 laps, it was a good race. It was racing fine. And just that couple of things.
Ronnie, so good to meet you, buddy, finally. He is the legend on the flag stand. You'll be able to check out some of the awesome work he does. Go to youtube.com. Just type in East Bay Raceway Park or Rockin' Ronnie Lukak. They call him Rockin' Ronnie on the flag stand, and he's right here beside me. He'll be doing the sheets and braving the rags over these field of 4 weeks of racing here at the East Bay Winter Nationals. For a Fast Track Video Series update, I'm Wesley Outland from East Bay Raceway Park with the legend, Rockin' Ronnie Lukak.
Oh, Rambo caught him with live traffic! Side by side! Wagner on the outside! Wagner on the outside! He'll take the lead, but Rambo battles back off turn number 2! Down the back straightaway! Time is running out! 5 to go! Make it 4 to go! Wagner caught up with lap traffic! Rambo caught made a slip, and Wagner took it! 4 to go! They're back into turn 1! Trying to get around the 14 of Maverick Barnador, the 58 Mark Wagner, the Magic Man, goes to the high side! Now down the backstretch, trying to get around Barnador. Here comes Rambo Franklin once again to the inside. Don't forget Keith Noswitz. They're battling at the line. It's Mark Wagner with just 3 laps remaining. 3 laps to go. Lap machines all in the way. And Wagner goes up. Slim Pickens to the top side. Problems up in turn number 4. Oh no, we got Singleton up there in the corner. That's going to bring out the caution. And Wagner about took out Chenoweth as they were slowing down. He's got sheet metal damage. Wow. The 58-liter got into him on the right rear. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? A 3-lap shootout. Oh, top 3 right there. Dixon goes to the outside. Green flag back out. Green 2, white checker. Rambo's on the inside. Mark Wagner for the top. Oh, sideways. Watson and Cobb spin, and we're under the yellow flag again, and we have a green-white checker finish coming up with 28 laps on the board.
7th Annual Nationals here at East Bay Raceway Park. Can the catfish come up and snatch it right out of their grasp?
And of course, it will be single file when they come back around for the restart. Whitener and Rambo Dennis Franklin here on the 1/3 mile, Clay by the Bay, East Bay Raceway Park, night number 2 of the Winter Nationals. Here at the firing line at a turn 4, green flag. We're back at it again. Green, white, checker. They're going to go at it. Turn number 1. Wayne Robertson starting to make the battle on Dixon. Oh, they might contact! Contact! And Whitener sails away! He's gone! White flag in the air! 1 lap to go! Rambo's got 1 more shot left to get it done! To the inside! He'll make a move!
Gordon, he keeps on going, but here we go. Race fans down the backstretch. It's Whitener.
He won last night!
Trying to make it 2 in a row. Here he comes out of turn 4. Get on your feet. Mark Whitener, the Magic Man, touches the wall and wins. Rambo Franklin 2nd. Keith Nosbitch will be 3rd. Mark Umberger 4th. And it looks like Chris Cantrell is going to round out your top 5. Wow, what a race.
What a show.
Fast Track Video Series update, post-race show here from night number 2 of the 37th Annual East Bay Winter Nationals. Wesley Outland back up here in race control, where it's all quiet on the western front or up top side. Is it the 3rd mile? Clay by the Bay, race into the books, and double down victories for the 58 out of Middleburg, Florida. It is, of course, Mark Whitener winning last night. He turns around and puts it in victory lane, but it was with the cost of battling hard for victory. As Rambo Dennis Franklin, Keith Nosbitch, Brandon Umberger and company were coming strong to run him down. And another thing that came to the factor was also lap traffic, lap machines all in the way of the leaders. They were hustling and fighting, they're clawing any way they could to get by those lap machines, and sometimes it cost them. As one point of the race where Jake Nosbitch and Franklin were battling for the top spot, they banged fenders, lap machine got in the way, and to check up, Nosbitch had to back off. Franklin had the advantage of the outside lane, sailed away, and never looked back. So, of course, it was, Mark Whitener, your winner. Rambo Dennis Franklin 2nd. Keith Nosbitch 3rd. Brandon Umberger with a great run. 4th place last night, 4th place tonight. And, of course, Chris Cantrell making his first stop this year for Fast Track. He finished in the top 5. The bottom 5 went to Wayne Robertson, Devin Dixon, Steve Benall, Jake Nosbitch Jr., and Josh Peacock. Doug Watson, Maverick Varnador, Philip Cobb, Corey Gordon, Steve Miller rounded out the top 15. Derek Brown, Scott Chenoweth, Rick Singleton, Kurt Wash, the machine of Jamie Slayton, and Chris Ferguson, followed by Brian Bernhardt, David Smith, Colton Flinner, Stephen Mathis, and Bill Tesh was the entire full-filled rundown. As again, all drivers, 27 the night before, 27 tonight, all got to run for the money in the A-Main. And that sets the stage for tomorrow night. The big show, $3,000 to win for the $40,000 first ever visit for the Fast Track Racing Series in the Decade of Speed Tour here at East Bay Raceway Park. The story is the unknown. Can Mark Whitener pull the triple, pull the hat trick, as they say in hockey terminology, and win 3 nights back to back to back? Find out. We'll have video updates in the final night of the 37th Annual East Bay Raceway Park. Big thanks to Al Varnador and all the company here, Todd Hutto, for giving us such great hospitality. Again, as we have one more night to go, it seems like it's flew by, but we hope you've enjoyed all the great video updates. High above East Bay Raceway Park, as everybody's out of here, I'm getting ready to get out of here too. I'm Wesley Outland, and this has been our post-race show for race number 2 of the East Bay Winter Nationals here at East Bay Raceway Park in Tampa, Florida. Remember, go to FastTrackRacing.com to follow all the information. Fast Track Racing Series on Facebook, and FastTrack_Racing at Twitter.com to keep you up to date with everything going on. Good night. God bless from East Bay Raceway Park. We'll do it again tomorrow for the final night of the East Bay Winter Nationals. Fast Track Video Series update here, ready to close things out in night number 2 of the $40,000 East Bay Winter Nationals with the first ever visit by the Fast Track Racing Series. I'm Wesley Outland. Of course, we did close things up high above race control in the 3rd mile, Clay by the Bay, but as strolling along through the pit area of the overflow, I found these guys disassembling their cars, preparing to go to battle for the final night at East Bay tomorrow for $3,000 to win. The driver, the 07, and with so much hype and optimism and things that went on yesterday in the DQ and Mark Whitener winning, and then of course the DQ of everything else that went on in the event. We forgot to mention a new track record was broken. MVP race for the Fuel qualifying. It was car number 07 out of Plant City, Florida, Mr. Doug Watson doing it. He broke the record set by Charlie Henderson back from February of 2010. So 3 years that speed was held. Now it's a 15.288, the new track record. You did it on Thursday, and how do you feel about doing it here at East Bay?
That was a neat deal for us. This is the first time we've actually been able to set a record for sure. And fast time overall is a tough deal to get. So we're proud to have done it.
Man, how do you get around a racetrack that fast? I mean, at 15.2 at a tight track like this, I mean, are you on the brake scene, or are you pretty much on the loud pedal the entire time? Just kind of maybe kind of just milking it, going in, just kind of chugging the brake, so to speak, down the corner.
No, to get the record, there's no milking it. It's all it's got. We didn't touch the brakes. It was all she had. Just steered in and hoping stuff. It did. We hung it out and it worked.
How's your week been for the East Bay Winter Nationals? I know it's got to give you an awesome attaboy, because at one point in the race on Thursday you had spun, and what was going through your mind? The field's coming at you at full song, and you was able to loop down to the bottom and miss everybody.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I caught a rut down there and just picked the car up and turned it. Here we are in the front row, got our best shot to do something in a heat race, and transfer to the feature, and turned it. So just got to regroup, let it go, start over, and get ready for the next one.
And let me ask you a question. What's your thoughts of running with the Fast Track Racing Series for the first time in your racing career, and being a part of East Bay Winter Nationals, now Fast Track sanctioning?
No, we enjoy it. They're professional. They run it good. They run it tight, and it's nice. The biggest thing that we like is order. We know what's going on. They're on the race sheet telling us where we're supposed to be and what the order is, and there's no fighting out there on the track, because they're in our ear telling us what we're supposed to be doing. So that makes it nice for everybody out there.
And last but not least, final question I want to ask you, are you going to try to break that record speed of 15.288, or are you pretty much happy with that? Are we going to see you try to go a little bit faster in the final night tomorrow?
I don't think I'd be a real race car driver if I were satisfied. No, I want to break it every night. We're never satisfied.
Got your sponsors. We'll let you go.
Brandon Auto Services, Nothing Fancy Farms, Jernigan Powder Coat, Dean's Custom Sheet Metal, and Cropper Fabrication. They put our bodies on us. When it gets rough like this, we put him to work.
And as I close out here the final night of preparing for the final night of East Bay Winter Nationals, I've just had a nickname popping in this man's head as we get ready to post off and get ready to put up the PR and everything for this evening. Car number 07 on the tomorrow night on the PA and on the radio broadcast, he'll be called the Rocket. Car 07 out of Plant City, Florida. The Rocket, Doug Watson, the new track record holder at East Bay Raceway Park, as we close out our coverage here from Fast Track Video Series Update. You enjoy them? We'll do it again tomorrow. Hope everybody's had a great time checking them out. If you couldn't be here, we wish you could be here, but we hope we've had you a chance to get a little bit closer to the action and be a part of it. For everybody at the Fast Track Racing Series, I'm Wesley Outland. Good night. God bless. We'll do it again for the final night for $3 grand to win at East Bay Raceway Park in the final night of the East Bay Winter Nationals.